in Trump's inaugural speech, he described American carnage. He said he was going to usher in a new era of politics. What does the term American carnage mean to you? And has he succeeded in eradicating it and ushering a new era of politics? The key thing that jumps out to me about when he describes American carnage also is crime in the streets that was happening up until 2016 that he said he would eradicate. That's part of the American carnage. So crime in the streets and immigration policy, how do you think he's done on that?
Honestly, immigration policy was one of my less significant issues. I think if we're going to have a border, it should be enforced, but it's not top on my priority list. In terms of crime, I think overall crime has been trending down before Trump was president. And outside of all of the things happening this year, it was still trending downward. Trump's not really a factor, or I consider him mostly a non-factor in terms of the issue of crime.
Anthony, do you think Trump could have done a better job if he had surrounded himself with better people, even if they're conservative, but Republicans, but better people? And do you think that the revolving door policy, like not unspoken policy, do you think the turnover rate has had an effect on their efficacy?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, first rule, you're in charge, you don't know something, you get somebody who does know it. Surround yourself with good people. I think he has a problem with anybody who may be smarter than him. You've seen it with Dr. Fauci, and who knows more. He fears people who know more than him. I think he would not have a problem getting reelected. He was popular for whatever wrong reasons. He wouldn't have had to even do that if he just kept good people around him. He had some good people. He got rid of them. They didn't agree with. If he wanted to coast to a second term, he could have listened to his good advisors. I mean, I don't mean like Steve Bannon or any of those dingalings. Could have got some regular Washington guys to go him along. He still would have gotten all of the judicial appointees, which is the most important thing he's done, and which is the only reason people like the Kentucky guy, Senator McConnell, yeah, that they're for him. That is the reason that McConnell. He's the smartest guy in the room right now, and stay with him. So he would have gotten that. He'd have had the Senate happy with him, the reps happy with him. He's already a populist. They'd have let him do his, yelling and whatever, and he would have gotten something done. He wouldn't have the problem that he had now if he'd have listened to good people that he had in place instead of being afraid of them. So,
do you think that do you think his employment decisions were better on The Apprentice?
I never saw The Apprentice. Never.
Oh, really?
I didn't either, but I know there was one in common to both, which was Omarosa, who did not stick around for very long.
Who said he was a dingaling? You could overcome.
Wasn't Penn Jillette pointed to something? Anyway.
Remember, we thought that W was the worst president in the world.
Yeah.
Before he came along. And W he appointed good people. It's like, I don't know all I know is baseball.
You and I
just
will
want to be a baseball commissioner. I appoint some good people. They do everything, He could have cruised through. So he's a dumbass.
All right.
I think you're giving. I think the thing that you're accusing me of doing with Hillary, you're because she's a woman. You're giving too much credit to George W. Bush because he's a man. They're both neocons to me.
I do, and I'm going to tell you that I'm probably I'm much more softer on W than whatever. I don't know why. I liked his dad. That's one of the.
Dude. He had those little nicknames, like he was charming.
Yeah, he was a dingaling too, but
I think recency bias may apply there. No offense.
His grandpa was a Nazi. I know that. Preston Bush.
Sorry, whose white grandfather back then wasn't? Come on.
Yeah, true.
We can drink to that.